One of the hardest things I've ever had to do was learn how to drive a car with a manual transmission. I remember turning 16 and my parents had just bought me a car and I went to go drive it and I couldn't. I didn't know how. I tried to go out the driveway and I killed the car. It just stopped. So what I want to be able to do is to be able to teach you guys how to drive a car so that when it comes time, you'll be able to know how to drive a manual transmission. So first off, I want to teach you about two of the main components of a manual transmission. So first off is the gear stick. This controls what gear you're in. So for example, there's first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear, and reverse. Now, not all cars have 6 gears. Some have 5, but all cars with a manual transmission are going to have this gear stick. Now, what this controls, like I said, is how fast you go. So if you're in first gear, your starting gear, you're only going to go between 0 miles an hour and 10 miles an hour. If you're in second gear, you'll go up to about 20 miles an hour or so. Go up to third gear, that's about 30, 35 miles an hour. Fourth gear to 45 miles an hour, fifth gear up to about 60, and then sixth gear, if you have it, will go up to about 80. And then reverse, of course, you go backwards, and that's your most powerful gear. Now, I want to teach you about the second component of a manual transmission. And this is a pedal called the clutch. And this is what allows you to move that stick when you're driving. So this right here is the gas pedal, this is the brake. Most people know about those. But a clutch is, like I said, what controls your ability to move that. Now, when you start driving, and let's say you're going faster than 10 miles an hour in that first gear, and you want to shift to second gear, you have to push in on that clutch. So that's what allows you to move it back. And then when you get going fast enough to move into third gear, you have to put your foot down on the clutch and move it to third gear. And so on until you get up to your max gear, if that's how fast you want to go, and you change. Now, one of the reasons why I like driving stick is because you can control how fast you're going at a certain time. So let's say you're going 20 miles an hour down the road and you really want to speed up. You want to get really, really fast. You want to go at 40, 50 miles an hour. You can just put your foot down on the gas and leave it in the gear that it's in because it's going to pick up speed really, really fast. And then you switch gears when you're ready. And that allows you to have a lot of fun with your driving. So that is how you basically drive a manual transmission. It's a lot harder as you learn, but I promise you it's worth it. All the nice cars now are made with manual transmission. So you want to drive that Corvette, that Ferrari, it's going to be a manual transmission. So it's worth it to learn how to drive a manual transmission. Any questions?
So if your gear shift only has 4, maybe 5 gears on it, does that limit how fast your car can go? Can you still, like if you have 4 gears, can you still drive 70 miles an hour?
Yes, each car is a little bit different. It's depending on the car and the type of make it is. You can go that fast in the 4th gear, for example.
Okay.
My car has only 5 gears and I can get up to 80 miles an hour in the 5th gear. So it just depends on, you know, how fast you want to go at that certain gear, but also as well as what your make will allow, what your car will allow.
Why do you like driving stick?
Why do I like driving stick? I like it just because it's a lot of fun. You feel like you're a race car driver. You can, move that gear when you want to go a little bit faster, and it's just fun to have control with your hand and your foot at the same time instead of just your foot. So that's why I like it. I find it a lot of fun. Any other questions? All right, thank you.